This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Sophia Yvette.
Welcome to the Good Neighbor Podcast. Are you in need of a wellness and high performance coach? Well, one may be closer than you think. Today, I have the pleasure of introducing our good neighbor, Bruce Boyd with For Infinite Life. Bruce, it's great to have you on today. Now, we are so excited to learn more about you and your company. So tell us just a little bit more about your business.
Oh, wow. Where do I start? Well, first of all, I'm super passionate about how you can get better as a person on all levels, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, socially, intimately, financially. So, and that's the balance of life. You'll find that there's those people who are fit and then they emotionally, lacking. And, that can go on and on all categories. And from my 43 years, start off in fitness, I continue to evolve. And I went strictly fitness, got into athletic training, got into yoga, and I just kept evolving and finding different categories to improve a person. And as I like to say, I service special needs to professional athletes, and that's for improving performance in sports and life. And that's basically my tag and my lifestyle, because one question I get is I see a lot of people on podcasts, Instagram, and they're touting a lot of things about life, and I'm like, I wonder if they're living that way also, because there's so much information out there for you to say, hey, I know this, but are you really practicing it? Is the questions that I have now, and the consistency is it. It's like, for instance, when I first started in fitness, I felt you need to be in the gym an hour or two. I mean, I felt you need to get your cardio, get your weights, da-da-da. And I have formulated a program where 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and you're good, because you're working the whole system. You see, there's some workouts you could do and you could read a book while you could be on a treadmill and read a book. You could be on a leg press machine and read a book. I'm like, no, we're going to get everything involved. And now the hot thing that you hear about now is the fascia. And I'm so glad I'm going to say 12 years ago, I went to my first fascia conference. And it was amazing how, they used to throw it away when they would do studies on people, the divers, of course. And they found out how functional it was, and they're continually finding more and more. And the certain movements how it could help you with emotionally, how, it's the fascia holds trauma. It's a water base, it's a network. It's, the fourth conference I went to, they showed how they put a guy's left hand in ice to minimize the swelling in his right ankle. So it goes to show you the fascia is a network mystery system, and we're still finding more about it. And I just get excited about how can you move better, can you think better, and all of it. And I look at it the holistic approach. I have For Infinite Life is my base. However, when training athletes, I have what I call holistic essential athletic training, and that evolved from STEEP, strategies to elevate athletic performance. However, when I decide to say, I'm going to make sure all my athletes sit down and meditate, and that's when HEAT came about, holistic. It's like making the athlete a complete person, not just a animal on the field, on the court, or in the water, but just a well balanced being on all levels. And
I love that.
Now, let's stray away from the question.
Bruce, we're going to go ahead and switch gears here for a second. Now, we do know that marketing really is the heart of every business. So I hear your passion behind what you're saying, but I mean, give us a better picture of ideally who your target audience is and how you're really reaching them today.
Well, my target audience is, I want to say on one hand, it's athletes from um, um, middle school to professional. And then I have the day-to-day person who just wants to be in shape. That's basically the two that I've been juggling. And one of the things, the way I target them is like, hey, I have a thing called a prescription board, which is, you come in, I evaluate you, I do all my tests, I find out what you need and want. So I feel that's the key to life, not just going for what you need, not just going for what you want, but the balance of getting in what you need and want. And then I put them on a program and I change it every month, which I find is good. However, I have my other option is personal training, where I come in and however many days you can afford to come in a week, we work out and I change it every day because it's so good to shock the system and have something different every day. It's like the fascia, the nervous system, you're building dendrites, the body gets into a whole different stratosphere when you're doing things different, as opposed to, I had a client once who approached me years ago. She said her previous client trainer had her doing the same thing for 6 months. I was like, my goodness, I couldn't believe that. So prescription board, you're on a program, and I suggest 3 times a week, 20 to 40 minutes. And what I basically do with that is, after I evaluate, I come up with a program where it's a complete workout. So you're doing every workout, you're moving your whole body. And what that does is, people talking about, oh, let me go lift weights, let me do my resistance, then they'll go cardio. No, I want to put the cardio into your resistance training. And what that does is really cool because your heart actually gets stronger because you develop what you call a better stroke volume. Your heart has to push more blood at one time throughout your whole body than just if you're running or riding a bike, it's just going down to your legs, which is really going with gravity. But when it's pushing up to your whole body, expanding to your whole body while you're putting resistance on you, it's going to make your muscle and your heart stronger. So I will put a person 5, 6, 7 different workouts and then say, hey, do that at least once, but you're feeling free to do it 2 or 3 times. And that's getting me off the chart results. And that's the type of workout I do. And it helps me with creativity because I'm like getting you big movements, rotations, circles, figure eights, where your body, your fascia is getting addressed, your balance is getting addressed. And one of my clients told me, they said, my capability has expanded unbelievably.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's why I'm really pleased. And another thing, that I have one client I've been training for almost 30 years, and they're so dependent on me. It's kind of like they won't work out on their own, right? I said, what if I, move or do something different? So, however, the prescription board people, they have the ability to come in, be self-starting. I'm gonna be there, like if I'll watch them if they have their feet in the wrong position or they're out of alignment some type of way, or they're not going full range of motion, which I'm really a advocate of. They're not breathing. I'm on this. I might have a client and I might peep over at them doing their prescription board, say, hey, lift your head up more, drop your shoulders down, retract your shoulders, drop your ribs, breathe deep, breathe into your belly, right? I might say something. However, with the personal training, I'm like on you the whole time. So, and then I do, and then there's, what personal training could be anything from boxing to yoga to athletes to just a mixture of things. And then the prescription board could be the same thing. I could put you on a program that would include a host of things depending on your need and your wants.
Well, Bruce, you've certainly given us a well-rounded approach of all the services that you offer today. For all of our listeners that may be listening right now, what piece of advice would you like them to walk away with if they could take one grand takeaway about learning about For Infinite Life?
I like to say, be present. I like to call it pig out, right? Being present, intentional, and grateful. And that's one of the things I have you do while you're working out. It's so much. If you observe yourself when you're working out, your mind can be thinking about what you're going to cook, what you're going to do tomorrow, what happened previously, and you're going through the motions of working out. I really encourage people to be in the moment with their workouts, be present, thanking God for having the ability to move like that, being intentional and being grateful. I think that's what I like to lead people with. Pig out, present, intentional, and grateful.
Well, amen there. And Bruce, where could our listeners go to learn more about For Infinite Life?
Well, across the board, For Infinite Life, Instagram, the number 4. You don't have to spell out the word. The number 4 is infinitelife.com, Facebook, and Instagram, TikTok, and did I say forinfinitelife.com as well?
Well, Bruce, I really appreciate you being on the show today. We wish you and your business the best moving forward.
Thank you so much. I wish you a continued success in your podcast, and thank you for having me.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnpfrisco.com. That's gnpfrisco.com, or call 469-221-9345.